The only reason why energy is inflated is because of monopoly. The mafia gangsters and cowboys allied with private corporations to lobby for fossil fuel funding and sustain cost monopoly, thus redirecting investments away from renewables. Renewables would have been a lot cheaper by now without old-school lobby. They have cleverly drafted a side screen of Dame Ardern to redirect blame while intoxicating in fossil fuel. But the delay in renewable infrastructure, including EVs, is having a stagnant toll in Auckland like an ancient city. No one wants to drown in floods and polluted roads as a result. Monopoly and lobbying inflate energy costs. The fossil fuel industry operates as a cartel, with corporations, lobbyists, and politically connected actors, including organized crime in some cases, working to maintain control over energy markets. By funding political campaigns and influencing policy, they ensure subsidies and tax breaks for fossil fuels, despite their environmental harm. Regulatory barriers to slow renewable adoption, e.g., permitting delays, misinformation campaigns. Price manipulation. Since a few players dominate supply, they can artificially sustain high costs. Evidence. Studies show that fossil fuel lobbying dwarfs renewable energy lobbying, e.g., in the U.S., oil and gas spent $124 million on lobbying in 2022 versus renewables at $25 million. The IMF estimates fossil fuel subsidies globally at $7 trillion in 2022, distorting the market. Renewables would be cheaper without artificial delays. If investments had shifted earlier to solar, wind, and EVs, economies of scale would have driven prices down faster, as seen with solar, now the cheapest energy in history, per IRENA. Grid modernization would be further along, preventing bottlenecks. EV infrastructure would be widespread, reducing oil dependence. Evidence. Battery costs dropped 89% in 10 years, Bloomberg NEF, but adoption was slowed by auto-oil lobbying. Countries like Denmark, 50% plus wind power, and Norway, 80% plus EV sales, prove rapid transition is possible without high costs when policy isn't captured by fossil interests. Distraction tactics, blaming leaders like Ardern instead of addressing monopolies. Political smokescreens, e.g. blaming green policies for high prices, ignore that. Fossil fuel volatility, e.g. OPEC cuts, war profiteering, causes price spikes, not renewables. Delayed infrastructure, due to lobbying, forces reliance on expensive, outdated systems. Climate disasters, floods, pollution, are costlier than transition. Auckland's congestion and floods stem from stalled progress. Evidence. NZ's energy prices surged after global gas shortages, 2021-2023, not renewables. The IEA warns fossil fuel delays cause 4.6 T in stranded assets by 2030, costs passed to consumers. The human cost, Auckland's stagnation. Without urgent transition, health costs rise, asthma, cancers from pollution. Flood damages worsen, climate change intensifies storms. Economic lag, cities investing in renewables, e.g. Copenhagen, Amsterdam, attract talent. Those stuck in fossil fuels decline. Conclusion. Break the monopoly, accelerate renewables. The root issue isn't green policies. It's a rigged system protecting fossil profits. Solutions. End fossil subsidies and tax loopholes. Prosecute price fixing, e.g. NZ Commerce Commission investigations. Mandate renewable investments, like the EU's Repower EU plan. The longer the delay, the higher the costs, both economic and human. The choice isn't between expensive renewables and cheap fossil fuels. It's between a managed transition now or a chaotic collapse later.